really want to bring back the horror element of Resident Evil.
I think people will be surprised at how scary it is.
We see a lot of the fan favorite creatures in the movie.
It's really fun to see the various stages of the zombies.
These guys who do the prosthetics and stuff are incredible.
It was very important to bring something new with the zombies, whilst also, you know, making sure we were faithful to the game. The core thing about the movie that really separates it from anything that I've seen before is there's a real humanity to the zombies. We see these people get sick and then start to transform into these horrendous creations. Steve Newburn was my makeup designer, and we created this really horrible, sort of translucent, almost like radiation sickness look for the zombies.
The idea of how the virus takes over the body and the various stages in which it starts to decay the body was really well mapped out. There's a scene with the mother and her kid at the early stage of the movie where you start to sort of realize, like, oh, like, it's like in the water, it's been affecting these people for a while and sort of chipping away at their DNA, and they're starting to break down.
I remember the first time I saw one, I didn't know it was a zombie in makeup. I just thought it was someone that didn't look very well. But it was like an early stage. Just looked like he was balding badly and had a very bad night the night before.
The big thing with them is we didn't cast extras. We cast actors as the zombies, and we really worked on performance and really tried to make it disturbing and creepy.
There was a day where we were rehearsing and I didn't realise that the zombie was actually going to jump out during the rehearsal, and it jumped out and scared the absolute bejesus out of me. But then there are all these really nice stunt guys that I've known for like 3 months now. I'm like, oh, hi, Jerry, it's just you in there. But the makeup is so impressive. The team have done such a good job that it is so easy to forget that it isn't real.
The worst one was when we did the laboratory scene and the girl just laid there on the surgical table. There was like this amazing prosthetic where they caved in her chest and you could see all her insides hanging out. That was pretty shocking because it just looked so good.
The funny thing is when you see somebody in full zombie makeup, like having a snack or talking on their phone or doing something that is super anti-zombie, and by snack I mean like a bowl of soup or something, like, you know, not a human brain.
Lisa Trevor?
Lisa Trevor was one of the most fascinating characters to portray in the movie. In all the iterations of the game on screen, I'd never seen her brought to life before. And so it was really fun to make her a core character in the movie. She's an orphan that's been experimented on and is basically hiding within the walls of the orphanage. And she has this mask made of like human flesh, and she wears like old rags and clothes, and she has this board that holds her hand together. There's something very tragic and haunting about her character, as well as being terrifying. We cast a very interesting young actress who really was not just someone in a costume and a suit. She really brought a life and personality to this tormented being. The VFX process is very complex. The effects in the movie were 50% practical, and then we augmented a lot of it with digital effects, and we had some really complex digital creatures, some stuff that I think we pushed some boundaries on in how we were creating the Birkin creature and the liquor. William Birkin is the doctor in the movie who's been creating these different viruses. Towards the end, he gets shot and he injects himself with his own work in order to save himself. And we see him transform into bigger and bigger and more terrifying creations. It's pretty spectacular.
I think what they've done with the character design for Birkin is so cool, and its DNA is so interlaced into the game.
I saw his costume and some of his veins, prosthetics. He looks really, really wonderful.
The liquor is one of the most iconic creatures in the game. It's a genetic mutation experiment. It's all flesh. It's like a human being that's been totally skinned, and it's just muscle and flesh and teeth and this huge long tongue that can whisk out and grab people. It's great. The sequence in the movie with it is just mind-blowing, I think.
Run! Come on!
The key was to create an audience-friendly, scary film. And I really wanted to bring new fans, old fans, people that know nothing about Resident Evil to this world and just terrify the crap out of them.